See, guys, and the truth must be said. No amount of propaganda, no amount of gaslighting, no amount of rabble rousing will fix the rot and the decay in Nigeria oil and gas sector, especially the downstream sector, until we honestly and sincerely execute massive structural ownership and institutional reform at the NNPC. See, let us stop wasting our time. From 1999 till now, the NNPC and the downstream oil and gas have actually become the cesspit of the most monstrous corruption and criminality in the history of oil and gas in the world. See, Nigeria is not the only oil and gas producing country. We are not the only crude oil producing country. Brazil has a crude oil reserve of 15 billion barrels, less than the 7 billion barrels that Nigeria has. Nigeria has 206 trillion standard cubic feet of gas reserve, massive and bigger than that of Brazil. Today, Petrobras, that was founded in 1970, much years after the Nigerian Oil Corporation, which later metamorphosed into NNPC, was formed. Today, Petrobras does $121 billion annual turnover. They declare $36 billion annual profit. They generate 2.3 million barrels of crude every day. And they have asset size of over $174 billion. NNPC, bigger than Petrobras, has asset size of less than $60 billion. See, in 2014, NNPC was remitting over $3 billion to the central bank, which helped the central bank governor then to defend the Naira between 2010 to 2014. But since the advent of the Buhari regime till now, in fact, as of today, NNPC is remitting less than $100 million to the central bank. That is why Naira suffers so much depreciation. We can blame anybody, we can blame anything, we can blame, removal of subsidy, we can blame, matter of the foreign exchange. The truth is that the white elephant, the big noisome, and the is the institutional decay at NNPC. And what do? Forget the propaganda. Why refinery is working? But let me tell you, why refinery, Port Harcourt refinery will work 100%. Will have worked years ago if we had the same institutional reform that Petrobras executed. If the NNPC was structured the same way Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas is structured, why do you think Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas is the only public-owned corporation, PPP, that is working so well? It is 49% owned by Nigeria to NNPC and 51% owned by private sector investors. Petrobras was decayed like NNPC when the Brazilian government decided to do what is needful, and that is what we must do in Nigeria, whether we like it or not. We can keep on pretending and pussyfooting. The Brazilian government sold 72% of their holding to both private sector investors locally and internationally, and they retained it with 8%. Today, the corporate governance, the structures are in place. Truth be said, if we want NNPC to work, if we want to have consistent 2.53 million barrels a day crude oil production, if we want to have all the refineries working efficiently, if we want to have massive revenue of over $200 billion coming into the oil and gas sector, if we want to have consistent investment of $50 billion annually into the oil and gas sector, we must do the necessary thing. And what is that thing? NNPC is currently structured and owned by Murphy Incorporated and Petroleum whatever Incorporated. We never work. We know the truth. Let us stop saying that. Corruption is the order of the day. The criminality of the police sector, we don't allow it to work. Petrochemical plant LMA was dead and buried before Indorama took it over. You can look at what Indorama is doing there, the Indians. So we know the truth. So what do? Solutions. And we keep on hammering it, whether I like it or not. Federal government of Nigeria, President Buhari, we must do the right thing. Whether we like it or not, we must do the right thing. We must do what Aramco and Petrobras have done. And what is that? 70% of NNPC holding, as currently owned by Murphy Incorporated and Petroleum Ministry, must be sold down. 30% to core investors who have both requisite capacity and financial capacity to run it. 30%. 3 core investors, 10%. The remaining 40% will be sold to Nigerians under a public offer. And we will list on the floor of the ship. Then we will do an IPO for $20 billion. When we do this, of course, we use tax we put upon the production. Let me tell you, if NNPC is structured this way, and we have corporate governance, the way we have in Petrobras, the way we have at Nigeria gas. Nobody will come and tell us, oh, Melekari told us 4 years ago, they are still our crude oil. We are losing 1.9 billion every year to test an efficiency, every month to different efficiency. For 4 years, it's still remaining there. At the time in this country, 2010, we are doing 2.88 million barrels a day crude oil and condensate production. So why are we struggling to do 1.45 million barrels a day? Why are we projecting 2.2 million barrels a day when we can actually do 3 million barrels? There are different restructures and reforms we must be bringing there to enhance efficiency. Corruption can only be slayed when you put process in place. Close your eyes and imagine where a Black Rock, a Goldman Sachs, a JP Morgan Chase, a Dangote, or other private investors own core investment at NNPC. Tell me the NNPC GM or CEO that will come and be telling them so they will fire him in 6 months if he does not perform. Recruitment into that area will be based on merit. It will not be based on who knows who. Contracts will be based on merit. You can't tell us stories. Crude oil will still will become a thing of the past because investors will protect their investments. Why are we deceiving ourselves here? All these stories, oh, what is working? Port Harcourt is working. They are blending. Okay, look at Canada Refinery. How would the crude be shipped to Canada Refinery? The pipes are all broken. Canada Refinery uses the heavy crude from Venezuela. Are we going to be importing crude to supply Canada? See, if we are very sincere, Canada Refinery should not serve as a storage facility. We will do the pipeline and be shipping refined product to the north for the rest of the thing. Why are we wasting our time? We know it is not viable. What kind of country is this now? Propaganda has limits. You know, these guys, they do this and get away because a vast majority of Nigerians are ignorant. Both those who support them and those, most of us are very ignorant. Common sense is common. You can't continue to, you can't reinvent the wheel. We are not the only oil producing country. Look at Aramco. Look at Petrobras. Look at even Emirates Oil in United Arab Emirates. Oil is not even supposed to contribute more than 20% of our forex revenue. If we're a very serious country, oil should actually serve as a working capital. Nigeria can comfortably produce 3 million barrels a day. All we need to do is improve on technology, improve on security, improve on technology, improve on security, and reduce the inefficiency and creativity in that sector. And we will reduce the cost of production down to $15 a barrel. What is the big deal about these things? God have mercy on us because I'm tired.